Hello everyone, my name is Tran. Welcome to my No DAC Gardener channel. So I live in central North Dakota in growing zone 4A. This video is going to be about an onion experiment that I'm doing. Before the start of the growing season, a friend of mine and I talked about onions at work, and he said that he never had any luck with onion sets because onion sets always grew smaller onions than the onion starts. So he strictly plants onion starts. And I thought, that'd be a cool experiment. Let's try that and see what happens. So this is what this video is about, and you're gonna have to stay tuned throughout the season to find out the results. But today I'm going to talk about when they were planted, what kind of fertilizer, and how I fertilize them. So today I'm going to show you how I fertilize these onions back here. These back here are onion starts. Now if you don't know the difference between sets and starts, the onion sets are the bulbs that you can buy in the little pouches, usually at Walmart or any of your gardening stores. The onion starts are like little tiny onions, are about this tall usually, and they come in a bunch of usually 50, and that's what these are. They're onion starts. So I planted these about 5 weeks ago, and after about 3 weeks, after they took off, and about 3 weeks, I gave them some fish fertilizer. It's a water soluble fertilizer, so it feeds them faster. But now we're about 5 weeks along, so I'm gonna feed them some organic chicken poop. Yep, chicken poop. That's the only organic fertilizer that I found around here that's at a reasonable price, and I'll show you that in a little bit here. But anyway, so these I did feed fish fertilizer. It's a 511 fertilizer about 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago. So today we're going to put down a slow release granular fertilizer, and I'll show you what I do. Okay, so this is the fertilizer that I will be using tonight. So what it is a chicken poop compost. The reason I use this is it's because it's 100% organic. It's a 2-4-3 formula, and the other reason is it's really cheap. This 25-pound bag was on sale for $9, so I loaded up with 4 bags for the year, 5 bags for the year. They're normally priced $10, so it's still very reasonable at the regular price. Anyway, it's a very low nitrogen fertilizer, and so it won't burn the plants even if you get a little bit too much in there. And this is what it looks like. It's just a granular, and it does smell a little bit like poo. So let's get started with the fertilizing. This is what I use. What I do is I dig a trench with this, about 2 to 3 inches away from the plant, about, I suppose, 2 inches deep. So here's a trench that I dug. It's about 2 inches deep. And about 2 to 3 inches away from the the onion. Okay, now for the fertilizing step. So what I do is I take a handful of this granulated chicken poop and just I use one handful for 3 plants. Put a little bit on top and then most of it goes into the trench. And then I cover up the trench. And while I'm here, I try to kind of loosen up the soil around the top of the onion. Keep it nice and loose so that it's a little bit easier for it to bulb. One handful, 3 plants. And I did the same thing with the onion sets over there. We'll go take a look at those in a little bit. Onions are naturally heavy feeders, so you gotta do this at least every 3 weeks. Later on I'll use a formula that's just a lot higher in nitrogen and less of the potash and the phosphate. So that's all we do. Just dig a trench 2 to 3 inches deep, 2 to 3 inches away from the onion plant, and a handful of chicken poop for every 3 plants. Cover it up and then water it in. Water it in really well because onions do need a lot of water also. Okay, I won't bore you with the other 2 rows. I'll just finish those up in a little bit and then I'll water everything in. But let's head down to the area where I have the onion sets and we'll take a look at those. Okay, so here is where I have the onion sets. This first area here that we're looking at, these are purple onion sets. And this row here looks pretty good. I just fertilized them earlier. I just need to water them in. This row here, there's some inconsistency, but I kind of noticed that with the sets, they're not as consistent as the plants that we just fertilized. Some are bigger, some are smaller. So the first 4 rows here are the purple onion sets. And then these 4 rows over here are yellow sweet onions. The variety, I don't remember. But they're also pretty inconsistent. You see the first 2 rows here are fairly big. And then these 2 over here are kind of struggling a little bit, some of them. But they've all been fertilized. I'll go and water them and then we'll check on them at the next garden tour in about a week or so. Okay, so that's our onion experiment. Rick here and I We'll keep an eye out on the onions for you, and we will keep you updated, provided that you hit the subscribe button below and also hit the bell so that you get notifications of future videos. Thank you for spending the time with me this evening. Have a good night.